Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy D Wayne bringing you yet another YouTube video at the time. So basically what you guys see on your screen is my Unchained deck profile. So basically we're going to do a profile and discussion vid for Unchained today. So yeah, this is, something I've been messing around with lately. Been having some fun, been getting beat, effortlessly because this deck has a lot of inherent weaknesses to it that makes it, susceptible to just getting wrecked sometimes. So yes, let's go over the ratios briefly and then we'll actually talk about the deck. So first we have two Unchained, Abominable Unchained Soul. We have two Cursed Necrophirs, two Dark Necrophirs, two Unchained Soul of Disasters. We have two Dark Spirit of Denial, two Dark Spirit of Malice, two Unchained Twins Aruha, two Unchained Twins Sarama, two Unchained Twins Rukia. And then we have, for the spells, two Lord Darkness, one Rakeki, one Dark Spirit Mastery, two Lightning Storms, and three Abominations Prison, one Dark Hole, two Dark Ruler No More, Foolish Burial, Call by the Graves at 3, two Twin Twisters, and two Wailing of the Unchained Souls. For traps we have Escape by the Unchained and two Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. So these names are a bit of a tongue twister. So for the extra deck we have two Unchained Abomination, three Unchained Soul of Anguish, three Unchained Soul of Rage, and two Witch's Apprentice for the deck. So yes, let's talk about some of the cards of the deck, of course. So we'll start with the Abominable Unchained Soul. Really decent card, 3,000 attack, 1,500 defense. Effect reads: if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, special summon this card from your hand. This card is special summon, you can discard one card, destroy one card on the field. Once per turn during the end phase, this card is in your graveyard because it was destroyed on the field and sent there this turn. You can special summon this card and place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. You can only special summon Abominable Unchained Souls once per turn. So yeah, this card is really decent. There's actually some pretty decent combos to get this card on the field because, it only requires a card you control to be destroyed. Doesn't matter how it's destroyed. As long as this card is in your hand, it gets special summon itself, which is really good. Nice 3,000 attack body, some real good presence on the field. So yeah, that's that. Really solid card. So next we have Cursed Necrophir. This card cannot be normal summoned as set. It must be special summoned by a card effect. You can target 3 of your banished fiend monsters, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, shuffle those banished monsters into the deck. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it's destroyed in your monster zone by an opponent's card and sent there this turn, special summon this card from your graveyard. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of face-up spells and traps you control with different names. You only use each effect of Necrophir once per turn. So yes, this card has some decent implications, of course. So it shuffles your banished fiends back into the deck to special summon itself from the hand, and obviously comboed with Dark Necrophir, which banishes 3 to special summon itself. Basically they both go hand in hand to summon each other to the field. So yeah, so being able to recur itself when it's destroyed is really good as well. It just special summons it in the tag position. And no banishing when it leaves the field or anything like that. You can basically keep bringing it back as long as it was destroyed, while in the monster zone. So yeah, this card's really solid. And Dark Necrophir, as I alluded to, special summons itself by banishing 3 fiends from your graveyard. And during the end phase, if this card was destroyed, you can target one monster your opponent controls and take control of that monster. So once per turn, of course, Dark Necrophir, level 8, 22 and 28 can special summon itself in defense mode or in attack mode to, crash it to one of your opponent's, stronger monsters. During the end phase, you could just take control of the monster. So yeah, that's that. So now we have Unchained Soul of Disaster. This card gains 300 attack for each Unchained card in your graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Disaster once per turn. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Immediately after this effect resolves, Link summon one Dark Link monster using only this card you control and that opponent's monster as material. This card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect. You can target one Unchained monster in your graveyard, accept disaster, and special summon it. So yeah, so these are my rate of different ways to get this on the field. Of course, you can obviously destroy your spell traps to special summon this from the deck, or when any of the other Unchained are destroyed, you can special summon this from the deck as well. So combos, of course, you can do this. Like Aruha, you can set one of your spell traps, special summon Aruha, destroy the spell and trap, and then this effect will activate to special summon your disaster from the graveyard. From the deck or hand, and you can basically link off, and then this deck is basically a gold second deck. So you would want your opponent to have monsters on the field in order to resolve this effect, because this deck is good at picking your opponent's monsters off via your link effects in order to get to your link 4, and then set up your oppressive plays from there, because this card is pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue here. So we have Dark Spirit of Denial. If your opponent's monster attacks at the start of the damage tab, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Talking about level 8 Fiend monster in your graveyard and special summon it, but its effects are negated, and if you do, change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation. If a level 8 Fiend monster is sent to the graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage tab, you can add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of the Spirit of Banishment once per turn. So yeah, so special summons any of your level 8 targets, of course. So, if you have monsters that are, your opponent's monsters are attacking, you can use this to special summon your Necrofear. Its effects are negated, but its effect activates in graveyard, of course, so you can just use that to special summon this, and if they kill it, they'll lose one of their monsters at the end phase. So also, if you use it to special summon Disaster has 3,000 defense, so they would have to get over that, and if they can, this card floats into something else anyway. So it maintains a field presence while your opponent is attacking it. So this card's really good in that regard. And this one is basically the opposite. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Target one level 8 Fiend monster in your graveyard, so summon it. Effects are negated. Level 8 Fiend is sent to the graveyard while this card is in your graveyard. You can add this card to your hand. So, being able, it doesn't matter how the level 8s go to the graveyard, you'll be able to add this. And the effect of this is a little different. This one has to be, oh no, it's the same thing. Okay, so they both work the same way in tandem. If a Fiend is sent from the field to the graveyard, add this to your hand. So basically, you can link summon with any of your Fiends while this is in your graveyard to add this to your hand. So, it's pretty good. It's good grinding, tools to keep your field presence when your opponent is on the attack, and you can activate these in order to maintain field presence and keep yourself from dying. Alright, so let's go into the twins. So Unchained Twins, Aruha, you can target one card you control. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Fiends. Also destroy the targeted card. And if you do, special summon this card from your hand. This card in the field is destroyed by card effect except Unchained Twins. Or battle, you can special summon one Unchained monster from your hand or deck except another copy of itself. You can only use each effect of Twins Aruha once per turn. So as I alluded to, of course, you can especially the normal summon Rukia, special summon Aruha. You can, because Aruha will destroy the Rukia to special summon it, and then Aruha will special summon another Unchained from the hand or deck. So, got some good combos in here. You can get multiple monsters on the field to, set up for plays and stuff. So, alright, so next we have Unchained Twin Sarama. So you can target one Unchained card in your graveyard, except another copy of Sarama, set it to your field, then destroy one card you control. This card on the field is destroyed by card effect. You can accept an Unchained Sarama, or by battle you can special summon one Unchained monster from your hand or deck, except Sarama. You can only use each effect of Unchained Twin Sarama once per turn. So this card is actually pretty decent as well. It gives you some, recursion to, you can either set your monsters or you can set these spell traps as well to, trigger any of their effects. So, Basically it's a nice little combo with Sarama and Unchained Soul. You can Unchained Soul in hand, Sarama, the normal summon Sarama. Set one of your spells and traps or one of your monsters, it doesn't really matter. Then either the spell and trap or the monster will activate, and then you can chain the Unchained Soul's effect to special summon itself when a card is destroyed by card effect. You can special summon it, and then the trap will special summon a monster from the deck. So we can essentially have 3 monsters on the field to set up for play. So not necessarily, it has ways to actually be self-reliant, reliant on your opponents to have monsters on the field in order to establish his link play. So Sarada fixes that problem, of course, which is really good to being able to generate field presence to set up your link plays. Alright, and then lastly for the monsters we have Rukia. Quick effect, you can target one card you control, destroy it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except fiend monsters. This card on the field destroy the card effect, except a copy of itself, or by battle, you can special summon one Unchained monster from your hand deck, except another copy of Rukia. You can only use each effect of Rukia once per turn. So this is basically a quick effect destruction. So, in this case, happen to be, your opponent targets one of your monsters with an effect, or something like that. You could just, destroy the monster, and if it's obviously an Unchained monster, it'll dodge the removal, and it will also special summon set Unchained monster from the deck. So you have some decent indication in the card. Alright, so next we have a Lower Darkness, of course, since the deck is primarily dark, so being able to draw 2 discarded dark. This will help set up for Curse Necrophilia's effect to shuffle your fiends back into the deck to special summon itself. So yeah, Raigeki, of course, being able to destroy, that's the deck's gimmick, to be able to destroy. So we have 2 Dark Occultism, so this discards a fiend to discards a card to add 1 level A fiend or Destiny board stuff. Obviously I don't do the Destiny board stuff, so I just usually mainly use it to add the Unchained Soul, Curse Necrophilia, Dark Necrophilia, or Unchained Soul of Disaster, whichever one I may need for the occasion. So yeah, it's pretty decent in that regard. Then we have 2 Lightning Storms, of course, being able to pretty much blow out your opponent's board when you don't destroy any card, when you don't control any face-up cards. Is really good, because this deck is very susceptible to back row removal, because this deck has no inherent protections to it, so you have to be able to defend yourself with your real rolls. So then we have the spell and traps now. We have the Abomination's Prison, so you can add 1 Unchained card from your deck to your hand. If this deck card is destroyed by a card effect, especially 1 Unchained monster from your deck. You can only use each effect of Abomination's Prison once per turn. So simple enough. It is the search card for the deck. For the archetype, of course, being able to add any of your monsters and your spell and traps as well is really solid. So you definitely want to run 3 of these for that consistency. So yeah, so all these spell and traps have that last part of the effect in common, where you can just special summon. When it's destroyed while say, you can special summon 1 Unchained monster from the deck. So Darkhold, of course, destroy. Dark World No More is also some good tech for this, because if you happen to be dealing with a field full of negates, and with Master Rule 5 coming, you're definitely, you're going to deal with a field full of monsters, because the extra deck summons will not be further restricted by the link summoning to link points. So synchros, exes, and fusions will no longer be hindered by that. So you're going to have decks that are going to be able to spam mostly with a bunch of negates. So to be able to stop the negates and then set up your plays would be very crucial going forward. So Foolish Burial, of course, sends 1 of your monsters to the graveyard to be recurred with Sarama. So you basically set up her with the Foolish Burial. So of course, 3 Call by the Graves, being able to stop those hand traps, of course, because this deck revolves around summoning from the deck via your spells and traps when they're destroyed while set. So being able to stop the Ash Blossoms from stopping you from switching the deck is very crucial. also Twin Twisters as well, being able to destroy the attack, destroy the back row. As I alluded to before, this deck is very susceptible to the back row, so you need to be able to get rid of those. So also with Wailing of the Unchained, when these cards, if you link summon an Unchained link, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. If the set card is destroyed by card effect, you special summon one Unchained monster from your deck. You only use the effect of Wailing once per turn. So, being able some more removal, of course, because that's very crucial. Very crucial. You can never have too much removal with this deck to be able to, set up your plays without being interrupted. So, alright, next we have Escape from Unchained. Target one Unchained monster you control, one card on the field, destroy both. Once again, it's a set card destroyed, especially one Unchained from your deck. So, more removal, of course, dealing with back row and problematic monsters, being able to destroy them, which is good. Lastly, we have the basically the revival to be able to special one Unchained monster from your hand or graveyard. So, being able to special summon your monsters, of course, is very crucial to be able to extend your plays and stuff like that. So yeah, that is it for the deck, of course. So let's go in for the extra deck. 2 Rewinter's Apprentice, of course, being 2 darks to link summon into it, and all your darks gain 500, and destroy the value card effect, gaining, adding one of your dark monsters from the graveyard to your hand, recursion to be able to set up from your place. Next we have Unchained Soul of Rage. Basically this is the one that link summons during your opponent's turn. It's really particularly scary to have on your field when your opponent wants to set up plays. Being able to quick effect link summon is really good. So, if your opponent, special summons a monster, of course, you can use this effect. And link summon with that card and this card as well to go into either your link 3 or your link 4, depending on what they have on the field. So if you have this and your opponent summons a link 2, you can use this and that link monster to go into your link 4. So yeah, it's quite solid, and also has some recursion. When it's destroyed by battle card effect, target one fiend in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So yeah, this card's really solid. You definitely want to run 3 of this. So Unchained Soul of Anguish, basically this one targets your, also you have to target the opponent's monsters, of course. So dealing with effects that cards can't be targeted and stuff like that will hinder this deck's ability to process. So you have to deal with, because this will definitely be important because it negates the effects of whatever monster can't be targeted, so that you can actually use the effects of the Unchained monsters to be able to target the monsters to set up for link play. So here's this one targets a face-up monster, not a quick effect, and link summons, and using only that monster in this card. This card is field destroyed by battle card effect. You can target one fiend in your graveyard. Except Unchained Soul of Anguish and add it to your hand. So basically, it's the same effect as the Link 2, except this one just targets the monster. Period. Doesn't have to be special summoned or anything like that. Alright, so that's that. So let's talk about the Link 4. Unchained Abomination. If cards on the field is destroyed by card effect, except by Unchained Abomination during the damage step. Except during the damage step, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. When another monster is destroyed by battle, you can target one card on the field to destroy it. During the end phase, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. You can only use each effect of Unchained Abomination once per turn. So basically, when you brave, I destroy something. Pretty much, period. You brave, I destroy. If I Twin Twist to destroy your spell of tribes, this activates and I get to destroy a third card. With any of your effects, monster effects that destroy, like your Rukia and your Aruha, destroy whatever. Special summons. And special summons, while this is on the field, you can destroy another card. When Sarama adds, does its recursion thing and sets the spell trap or the monster, it automatically destroys the card. So you'll get the effect of the destroyed card, and this effect will be able to destroy something as well. So yeah, you definitely want to have this. This card can be really oppressive, depending on the game state. Alright, so that is for the deck. A little side story for you guys. I was playing with some friends with this deck. You know, I had the link full on a field, and anything they basically did, anything I destroyed, and they weren't too happy with with how I was just straight destroying their cars, and they couldn't. They was having a hard time get over this because it's 3,000 attack, and they was definitely having a hard time. If they would destroy anything, I would be destroying their cards, and these cards are activated during the opponent's turn as well. So these are all quick effects. So whatever they were doing, I was destroying their cards each turn. So they weren't too happy about that, but that's okay. I was just being broken. That's all right. They can handle it. They'll be all right. All right. So that is the discussion for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you guys think of this deck. If anybody play it, let me know. If you guys have any questions or queries, feel free to shoot me a comment on that. All right. So I will leave that.